Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. It's another episode, Bible Talk, episode 3. 6 in the morning, I woke up early. I got some things to do today. I wanted to start off by saying about today, first off, when you wake up, you want to thank God for another day, you know what I mean? I got my little hat on. I'm looking like it's winter time, but it's definitely summertime. But it's here 6 a.m. in the morning, 6:30, something like that. The sun's not pretty much the sun's not out right now. It's out, but the heat, what I'm talking about, the heat. Anyways, I want to go ahead and just get started right off the back where I left off. We were talking about, the wife and the husband's desires being contrary to each other, the punishments that we received in the garden when we broke the rule that God gave us, and then what goes on from there. I want to apologize also for my last video being sideways. I don't know if this video is going to be sideways or not, but hey, it's not really about the video itself. It's about the message coming through the video. And us going back and forth analyzing what we read through the Bible and getting the message instead of just missing the message every single time. Everyone has their own opinion, and we shouldn't point at each other trying to say who's right and who's wrong. We already had an example on how that doesn't work. Anyways, let's just hold hands and let's move forward. Let's get through this. Let's get to heaven. You know what I mean? Okay. So let's say here. It says here. Where are we? Behold, man knowing, okay, good and evil. Now let's reach out his hands and take the. So he says right here. Then the Lord God says, "Behold, the man has become like one of us in knowing good and evil. Now, lest he reach out his hand and take also of the tree of life and eat." So he's talking about two different trees. He's talking about the tree of good and evil, the knowledge of good and evil, and then he says now since they did that, might as well go ahead and reach out for this tree here of the tree of life and eat that as well and live forever. All right. Therefore the Lord God sent him out from the Garden of Eden to work the ground from which he was taken. He drove out the man, and at the east of the Garden Eden he placed a cherubim and a flaming sword that turned every way to guard the way to the tree of life. So think about a garden. Just make a circle, right? And then he's sending the man outside of that circle, outside of the garden, and then that circle is surrounded by a flaming sword guarding the tree of life. So the tree of life is in the middle of the circle, and around that circle is a flaming sword. So if anyone ever tried to get close to the tree of life, they would have to get past the flaming sword first, which if anything that God places, there's no way of getting through it. I mean, don't even think about it. Don't even try. I mean, maybe he wants you to try. Maybe, I don't know. But right here, right now, we're just gonna stick with what we have here, and it's a flaming sword around the tree of life right now. Okay. The next part of the book is is going straight into Cain and Abel. Okay. All right. I believe this is chapter 4, Genesis. Okay. So stay with me. All right, it says, "Now Adam knew Eve, his wife, and she conceived and bore Cain, saying, I have gotten a man with the help of the Lord. And again she bore his brother Abel. Now Abel was a keeper of sheep, and Cain a worker of the ground. In the course of time Cain brought to the Lord an offering of the fruit of the ground. And Abel also brought of the firstborn of his flock and of their fat portions. And the Lord had regard for Abel and his offering, but for Cain and his offering he had no regard." So that means, regard like his eyes was set more on Abel, less on Cain, on the offering of them. I guess he was more pleased with Abel's offering than he was with Cain's offering. Okay, so Cain was very angry, and his face fell. So I don't know if you've ever seen a person who's happy and then something disappointing happens, and then their face totally changes. It's very easy to tell these days, especially with all the emotions going around in the world these days. I want to stop there and say that I'm not nothing close to perfect, okay? I also had my face fall many times throughout my entire life. I've been happy and I've been sad, I've been mad, I've been depressed, and today I'm feeling great, I'll tell you that. But I'm not perfect, okay? I've sinned as well. I've done a lot of things. You know, I'm not a perfect man, but I try to be. I always try to follow the Lord, and I've done things that I'm not proud of, that I never wanted to do, but the Lord forgives me, and I have to learn to forgive myself. But I try my best. So we're gonna continue here, okay? His face fell. The Lord said to Cain, "Why are you so angry? And why has your face fallen? If you do well, will you not be accepted?" So as long as you do well, no matter if God is pleased with you 100% or not, as long as you're doing well, as long as you're trying your best, you will be accepted. Will you not? That's the question. Ask yourself that. Will you be accepted? I know I will be accepted because I always try hard, and I'm always trying my best to please the Lord. Okay? And if you do not do well, sin is crouching at the door. Okay? Its desire is contrary to you, but you must rule over it. Okay? So here we go again with desire and contrary. But in this case, we have the word sin instead of wife and husband. We have sin. Okay? If you do not do well, sin is crouching at the door. So every time and everything you do in this world, whether it's going this way or that way, talking about this, talking about that, watching this movie, watching that movie, anything, it has the ability to open doors. Okay, now when we talk about doors, right, okay, let's just throw one in there, right? Like I'm gonna use this one because these are kind of doors that open to me, right? So like I look out and I see a beautiful woman or something like that, right? Now, while I'm looking at that beautiful woman, many different type of doors may seem to appear inside of my head. Now, whether or not I open those doors and go through those doors is another thing. One door may be saying go and approach her and talk to her. Now, do I open that door and go and do that because it leads to something else, or do I leave that door closed? So as many different doors, okay? I can go on, but it's just a door, all right? And you choose whether or not you go to it. And this one right here, it says that the sin is crouching at the door. So if you don't do well, every time you don't do well, there's a door there, and sin is right there. Every time you don't do well and you start feeling negative and stuff like that, there's a door there for you to if you want, you can go through that door, but that door right there has sin because your emotions, your feelings, you're not doing well, you're in a bad mood, you're in a bad energy, and if you go through that door, there's a very high possibility that it's not going to be a good door for you. Okay? Because its desires is contrary to you. That means like you might feel like you want something, like say like all right, say if you and another person got into a fight or something, right? Okay, you got into a fight. You're not doing well. That's not good. You don't want to get into a fight, right? But when you're in that fight, the doors start to appear in your head, right? And now this is a door that I would assume would appear, and it's going to come into this story as well. The door that says kill him, okay? The door that says kill him, okay? Now, if you open that door and kill him, okay, the guy's going to die most likely. But this isn't really what you wanted. You never wanted to kill him. It's just that's what you wanted at the moment, with that energy, with that feeling, with that emotion that you had right there and then. That's where that door pops, and there's a sin right behind it, just crouching, waiting for you. He's like, open this door, open this door. Just kill him. You know what I mean? And then if you, but in reality, that's not what you want. It's a desire, but it's contrary to the one that you really have inside of you. And you must rule over it. You must rule over the feeling of taking it into your own hands and doing something that you never really wanted to do in the first place. Ruining yourself and ruining your life and ruining your heart. Because forever after that, you're going to have to feel that pain and know that you did that. You know, regardless if it was in self-defense or not. You know, if I ever killed anybody, you know, for any sort of reason, God forbid, whether it was to protect myself or not. Say if it was to protect myself and that was the only option I had. At the end of the day, I believe that it would still hurt me one way or another. It would still hurt me, I feel. So Cain spoke to Abel, his brother. And when they were in the field, Cain rose up against his brother Abel and killed him. So here we go with what we were just talking about. All right. Cain was walking around with negative energy, all mad and upset with his brother. And with that energy, there was doors that were opening in his head. And one of those doors said to kill him. And Cain walked through the door to kill his brother. Okay? So these are the doors that we're talking about. All right? If there's any other doors or anything you want to talk about, I got a comment list right below. You can hit it up right now if you want. Let's talk about it. I didn't see no comments yet. Don't nobody want to talk about it? Let's go. Then the Lord said, Cain, where is Abel your brother? Now the Lord already knows. He asked these questions because he wants to see what you're going to say. He wants to see how you're going to behave. He wants to see you. He already knows. He said, I do not know. Am I my brother's keeper? And the Lord said, what have you done? The voice of your brother's blood is crying to me from the ground. And now you are cursed from the ground, which has opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hands. You see? He didn't even have to tell him. God already knew. Right there and then just said it. When you work the ground, it shall no longer yield to you its strength. You shall be a fugitive and a wanderer on the earth. Cain said to the Lord, my punishment is greater than I can bear. Behold, you have driven me today away from the ground, and from your face I shall be hidden. I shall be a fugitive and a wanderer on the earth, and whoever finds me will kill me. Then the Lord said, so we have Cain now being very depressed and accepting the punishment, and also getting to the end where he says, somebody gonna kill me. You know what I mean? That's what I want. That's what I want. I'll accept the punishment, and I even want to go as far as to someone will find me and to kill me as well. You know what I mean? Then the Lord said to him, not so. Not so. You see what I'm saying? So God just said, you know what? Nah, you ain't gonna die. Nobody gonna kill you. You gonna endure that punishment. So he said, not so. If anyone kills Cain, vengeance shall be taken on his sevenfold. Okay, not so. All right, but someone could kill Cain. It says here, and if they did or were to kill Cain, they would have 7 times the vengeance on them. Okay, now I feel sorry for whoever accidentally kills Cain. Because then they're just going to get that. Anyways, and the Lord put a mark on Cain. So now Cain has a special mark on him. Lest any who found him should attack him. So there's a mark on him just in case anyone was to find him and attack him. Okay, so I really don't know much about that. We'll figure it out. But I guess there's a mark on him. So if anyone were to attack him, they would see the mark and know that he's punished one way or another from God. Okay, this is what I'm getting. Remember, guys, I'm not a professional. I'm not Jesus Christ himself or God or anything like that. I'm just a servant of the Lord, a messenger, someone who knows a lot but not everything. Okay. Okay. Then Cain went away from the presence of the Lord and settled in the land of Nod. Okay, so this is where Cain just said, all right, I'm going to take my punishment. Just leave me alone. I'm going to go live my life and endure this punishment. Just leave me alone. So he turns away from God and he walks away, and he goes to this land of Nod, east of Eden. Okay, Cain knew his wife. So Cain got a wife, and she conceived and bore Enoch. Okay, so now we got Cain's story. Abel is dead, guys. Okay, Abel deserved a life, and he deserved a wife, and he deserved kids, but God had different plans for him. Okay, and so did he for Cain. And Cain had a wife, and she conceived, and they bore Enoch. When he built a city, he called the name of the city after the name of his son, Enoch. To Enoch was born Arad, and Arad fathered To Enoch was born Arad, and Arad fathered Mahajel, and Mahajel fathered Methuselah, and Methuselah fathered Lamech. And Lamech took 2 wives. The name of the one was Ada, and the name of the other was Zillah. Okay. So far, there's nothing saying that that's bad. He took 2 wives, and ain't nothing pop up yet saying, yo, hold on, you can't have 2 wives. But anyways, most will say this is the Old Testament, this and that, things have changed. Anyways, let's keep reading, because I'm reading the Bible for the first time, like really for the first time. I've read some of it before, but this is the first time I've actually like gone step by step, making a series and anything. Anyways, let's go in. Adabor Jabal. He was the father of those who dwell in tents and have livestock. His brother's name was Jubal. He was the father of all those who play the lyre and the pipe. Zillah also bore Tubal Cain. He was the forger of all instruments of bronze and iron. Sister of Tubal Cain was Naamah. Lamech said to his wife, Ada and Zillah, hear my voice, you wives of Lamech, listen to what I say. I have killed a man for wounding. I have killed a man for wounding me, a young man for striking me. If Cain's revenge is 7-fold, then Lamech is 77-fold. All right, so it gets a little complicated here because there's a lot of names, and this is where I really had a hard time with the Bible, because it just has a whole bunch of different names now, and I'm like, whoa, there's a lot of people here now, and I don't even know how to keep track of it. And I'm still at that point right now. It's like overwhelming, so many names. So let's figure this out here. Somebody killed somebody, okay? Lamech said to his wives, Ada and Zillah, hear my voice. Okay, so this is the man that had 2 wives. Lamech. Okay? Lamech took 2 wives. The name of the... Okay. So he tells his wives, he's killed a man because the man wounded him. A man attacked him and wounded him, and so he killed him. And then he said, if Cain's revenge is 7-fold, then Lamech's is 77-fold. And Cain and Lamech is one of Cain's, like let me see. To Enoch was born fathers to 2 wives. So it was Enoch. Then Enoch bore Arad, and Arad fathered Majad, and Majad fathered. So Lamech is like a great grandson or something like that. Anyways, it's a family lineage of Cain. Okay, a family lineage of Adam and Eve. Okay, so we're going down the line, and still, so when we talk about Lamech, we're basically talking about Adam and Eve's family lineage and Cain and Abel's family lineage. And that's where we are, okay? So he's basically saying he just killed a man. So this is the second time in the Bible that we hear somebody was killed. First it was Abel, and then some random person so far that's got killed right here. And Adam knew his wife again. So here when we talk about new, when we talk about new, that means that they made love again, and they made babies again. I'm thinking, okay, because he knew her again. So, but let's see it, okay. And Adam knew his wife again, and she bore a son and called his name Seth. You see what I'm saying? So every time you make love with your wife, you're basically knowing her again. Every time you sleep, go in there, you just knowing her again. But if I could, man, I would go and know my wife again. But does that mean like after you know her, you're making a baby? Because every time he says it, it's a baby being born. I haven't had a baby yet. But we're going to go forward here, okay? Adam knew his wife again, and she bore a son and called his name Seth. For she said, God has appointed for me another offspring instead of Abel, for Cain killed him. To Seth also a son was born, and he called his name Enosh. At that time, people began to call upon the name of the Lord. Okay, so Adam and Eve had two kids, Cain and Abel. Cain killed Abel, so they only had one son after that, even though, you know what I mean, you always have your kids, whether they die or not, they're still your kids. But they only had Cain. And then later on in the future, they had another son. Okay? Alright, so now they had another son and they called him Seth. Oh, no, hold on. And Adam knew his wife again, and she bore, Seth, for has appointed for another offspring instead of Abel, and killed Abel, Seth also. And then Seth had a son, and his son was called Enosh, okay? Alright. Adam's descendant to Noah. Alright, so this is chapter 5. This is the book of the generations of Adam. Okay, so we spoke about Cain. Now we're gonna go ahead and we spoke about Cain and his generation and his lineage, right? And we seen that one of his sons killed someone, and now we're gonna go ahead and talk about Adam's lineage. Even though okay. Anyways, let's do it. This is the book of the generation of Adam. When God created man, he made him in the likeness of God. Male and female he created them, and he blessed them and named them man when they were created. When Adam had lived 130 years, he fathered a son in his own likeness after his image and named him Seth. So here we go, guys. Do you see that? I want you guys to see that. God created us in his likeness and in his image, okay? Here Adam is at 130 years old doing the same thing that his creator did, that his father did. He created a son in his own likeness and after his image. Okay? Wow. And named him Seth. Okay? The days of Adam after he fathered Seth were 800 years. So Adam was 800 years old after he, I guess, finished. He was 800 years after he finished fathering Seth. So Seth was already a full-grown man. Finally, he knows what he's doing. So he doesn't have to father Seth anymore, and that's 800 years, guys. So if Adam is 800 years old, how old is Seth? And he had another son and daughters. He had another son and daughters at 800 years old. Thus all the days that Adam lived were 130 years. And then he died. Now, then we talk about years and stuff, and then you want to talk about time, and you want to go ahead and make that make sense. If you want, you can go ahead and try it, and you want to go ahead and do it. It's going to take a long time, whatever. But I believe what God says. So I'm going to just leave it at that, because I'm not going to research and try to figure it out. I mean, maybe time was different back then than it is now. Maybe years were counted differently back then than they are now. I'm not sure. Like I told you guys, I'm not the smartest person on the world. I don't know everything. Okay? I'm not going to sit here and try to tell you all, guys, everything like if I know it. Because I don't. Anyways, guys, I'm on a big mission today. I got a lot to do. My refrigerator's empty, basically. Lord gave me some food to keep us good. But you know what? The Lord has blessed us abundantly today. And we're going to go and fill that refrigerator up. Okay? Not for myself, but for my family and myself included. The glory of God. All the glory goes to God. And I'm so grateful. I love you guys. God bless you guys. Reach out if you want. And the comments there, I know that no one really wants to try and read the book by themselves. Not a lot of people, but here I am doing it with you guys. Yeah, this is gaming channel too, I know that you guys want to see me playing games. And trust me, I want to play games too. I'm playing games, yeah. But like these things are more serious right now. I'm trying to help myself, and I'm helping you guys. We're doing this together, because the times are near. And God put this in my heart to do, and I've been delaying it for a long time, and finally I got it going. So appreciate you guys for staying tuned and listening, and I hope you guys have a blessed day. And if you're going through anything or whatever, just leave it in the comments or whatever, or just if you know me personally, just reach out, and I'll try my best to pray for you or just talk to you and help you, give you advice or whatever you need. You know what I mean? Anyways, it's Mr. Brightlight, Empress New Shoes, aka the 8th Jesus. Much love, man. God bless. Catch you guys later.